Okay, subsetting objects, there are some similarities between how we did subsetting in Python. So subsetting is what? You take a subset of an object. So if you have a list, you want a subset of that list sliced out. Okay, so in Python we called it slicing, isn't it? Okay. So there are 3 different operators that we can use, and each of them give different kind of result. Sometimes same or similar, sometimes will be slightly different. Okay, so single square bracket, so always returns an object of the same class as the original. So if the original is integer, you get integer. The original is a vector, you get a vector, and so on. And double square bracket, okay, used to extract elements of a list or a data frame. Okay, so and again, the class of the returned object is not necessarily the same as the source. So we'll see some examples of that. And then we can use the $sign operator. So that would be the name of the used to extract elements of a list or a data frame by using the name. And when you use $sign, you don't have to put quotation marks around the name of the variable, and the semantics or what comes out is similar to the double square bracket. Okay, so let's start with subsetting a vector. Okay, so we'll start very small. Okay, so here is the shell file. Okay. Now subsetting with the square bracket operator, and then multiple elements, and then we'll use logical mask for subsetting, and then the conditions used for the mask can be directly used in the list. So these are the kinds of examples we're going to look at. Okay, so first let's create a simple list. Okay, so x equal to, so let's just put in some elements here. Okay. Then let's print that, and you see that it is a list containing these elements. Okay. Now if we did this, right, say x square bracket 2, okay, the index number 2, so you get that element. So you get B, right? Now you can use colon to give a starting point and the ending point and everything in between. So you can do x 2:4, so that will print the second, third, and the fourth element. Okay. So that would be like contiguous, right? 2, 3, 4, everything in between. But if you want to skip over, then you have to give that as a list with a C. So we can say 1, 3, 5, then 1, 3, 5 will be printed. Okay. Of course, you can capture, if you want to capture those elements, you would have a variable on this side and assign it to that variable that way. Okay. Now you can use a mask instead of specifying the element number. You can specify a mask. Okay. Like if you say X well, I have to, it doesn't work this way, okay. So to do a mask, you have to create a mask first, okay. So let's say that we want to, okay, you want to take X and then see which elements are greater than B. Okay, so here in R, this will work because it's going to look for the alphabetical order, whether it is greater or less. Okay, so if you give a condition like this, right? So each element in X is checked against this condition. Okay, and you will have a false, true, false list. So the X is converted into a true, false list. And suppose we capture that into, say, let's call it mask. We capture that into the mask. Okay. And let's print mask so we know what's there. And then use that mask for subsetting. So if you have X and then you put mask there, so now the true false in the mask will be used for selecting elements from X. So wherever there is a true, that element will get selected. Okay. So you have true, true, and true, and those three elements are getting subsetted and selected. We don't have to create a mask and then use the mask in subsetting. You can directly use the mask, like if you say X, right? And then you say X greater than B. So you can skip one intermediate step. You can directly use the condition, and whichever element satisfies this condition will get included in the subset.